Assalamualaikum
Hey
warahmatullahi
guys,
wabarakatuh. Welcome back to another tutorial video. So this time I'm going to make a tutorial about a Laravel, another Laravel. So we're going to make a information website which uh, are going to display the information. So on this tutorial, I'm going to make a display information for a mask. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to apologize because on this tutorial, I'm not going to do live coding, but instead, I'm just going to explain my code. But don't worry about it because I'm going to explain it in order in the right order. So step by step from the first until it finish. Okay, first step is just go to your directory files. Where are you going to put the project on? So mine was inside here. Okay, and then just open the terminal, and here first install Laravel because this is the framework that we're going to use. So how to install Laravel? It's quite easy actually. Just where is it? This just run this composer create project command, composer create project Laravel/Laravel, and then the name of the name of the project that you are going to make. Okay, and then if you are finished the making the installation of the Laravel, there will be generated a new folder. Then just inside those cmd cli, just go cd inside the folder, and then install filament, here, and then make the panel as well. That's it. If you're done, installing the filament, then just open the ouch cd mouse. Open the VS Code by the command is called and space dot. Okay, yeah, I already made it. So the first step is you need to make first is to make a model. Okay, maybe the model is later. So first, just migrate first. You know, the migrate PHP artisan migrate like that. And then before doing that, just access your environment files, which is .env files. Here, there's something that you need to adjust. First is the database name. You can change it. Also the app name. Okay. If you already doing that, that means you just created the database and the user table. And then you can just make the filament user. The command is this PHP artisan make filament user. Just run it in your terminal. And then there will be like a request that will need such as a name, email, and password. Just fill it out. And then you can, okay, and then you can access the admin panel. But first, run your PHP artisan server. Okay, if you're done, it's like this, /admin. Just add as admin and then log in with the account that you just created using the filament user. And then bam. Okay. What happened? Okay, make sure you, okay, it's crashing. Make sure you already start the SQL server. Okay, if you are registered the account, you can log into the admin panel. And then the next step is you need to make a model and then also the migration. So there is a few model that we're going to make. First one is jadwal Jumat, and then kegiatan masjid, and then third one is keuangan masjid. The last one is running text. So the command is php artisan make model, and then the name of the model, let's say jadwal Jumat, like this, and then just dash m to create the migration as well. Okay, if you're done doing that, okay, wait a second. If you're already doing that, and then next step is create all the migration first, and the next step is go to your migration first. Migration, where is the migration? Okay, migration is inside database, and then migration. Okay, the first one is jadwal Jumat. This one, fill it out. First, you need a new column. The name is tanggal, and the data type is date. Then imam is string, khotib string also, muazzin also string, and then judul khotbah string, and then you need another column. The name is active, and it is tiny integer, and then the default value is 0. This one is for, because we are going to make on the plate to display only one jadwal Jumat records for data. Okay, just do it like this, and then just save. Okay, next step, just go to the model of the migration that we just created. Okay, jadwal Jumat, and then here make a protected variable. There is tanggal, imam, khotib, muazzin, judul khotbah, and then it's active. And then also create new function here on the model. The name of the function is set is active attribute. This one is make first. You need to make a condition if there's a value, and then this will look for all the ID that is not the ID of the value, and then update the is active column to 0. So this means when the let's say there is 3 data inside the table of jadwal Jumat, but only one data are allowed to have is active to be 1 or on. Okay, it's like that. Okay, and then save. Okay, next go to the next migration. The second migration is for the kegiatan masjid. Okay, it's the same. For the schema, we need to create add column, string, type, nama, underscore kegiatan, and then string also, tempat, and then date, tanggal, and then the last one, time, waktu. Okay, then for the model, for kegiatan masjid, just variable, and then the column, nama kegiatan, tempat, tanggal, waktu, blah, blah, blah. Okay, next, for keuangan first, ya. Jadwal, yes, keuangan first, keuangan masjid. Okay, on the schema, add new column, data type, date, and then the name of the column tanggal, then uraian, data string, pemasukan integer, also pengeluaran integer. Just like that, save, and then go to the model, keuangan model, keuangan masjid, protected variable, and then the column tanggal uraian, pemasukan pengeluaran. Okay. And then the last one, the running text. Here on the running text for the schema, we just need one new column that's called information, and the data type is long text. Why long text? Because on the panel later, we are going to use rich editor. Okay, that's it for the migration. If you already doing that, and then you need to remigrate. Command is php artisan migrate, and then colon fresh, like this. And then you need to create the user, Filament user. Doing it. Okay, it's like that. If you already do that, there should be new. Wait, wait a minute. There should be new inside your database. There should be new table. That will be called jadwal Jumat, kegiatan masjid, blah blah blah, keuangan masjid, and in text. Yeah, that's it. Okay, next step is we're going to make the resource. Okay, let me close all of the folder. Okay, first thing on the filament, we are going to make the resource. Okay, resource. The command is like this: PHP artisan make filament resource, and then the name of the resource. Okay, for the resource, we need to create. I did create for the resource. I did four new resource. Okay, just the same as the model. First one jadwal Jumat, kegiatan masjid, keuangan masjid, and learning text. But the name I add resource. Okay, each resource that you made also create. First is the resource, of course, and then a new folder inside will be create, edit, and list resource. Okay, if you already doing that, but the resource we are not going to use the simple, but also the this one at dash generate to auto create this this one, so that we don't bother to code to how to create the records and then put it connected with the database like that. Okay, the next step is that we are going to edit each of the resource. Okay, let's start with the jadwal Jumat resource. Okay, on the form, okay, maybe not. Let's start from the top. Okay, from the top there is hero icon. Hero icon. If you notice, when you create the resource, there will also create new page on the sidebar, but the icon is the same. To edit that, just go to here on the resource and then just edit this one based on whatever you need. To get the plate, I mean the icon, just go for hero icon, this one. No. Okay, let me look for it. Hero icon. Form builder. Okay, just go to there. Go here. Then you can get all the icon here inside this plateuikit.com web. Then just adjust it based on what you need. Okay, and then next, on the jadwal Jumat resource, I also what's it called? Adjust for the navigation label. So navigation label is this one displayed here. I use this, and then the plural model. Sometimes it's shown as Jumats with the S. Okay. Okay. Next for the form, insert jadwal Jumat here. When we create the new or edit, the default is that there's two columns. It made two columns, right and left. To make it a single column, just add new function attribute like this column, and then the value is 1. And then for the form, first is date picker, tanggal for the tanggal column. We are going to use that picker, and then there's some configuration. First, we are disabled the HTML native date picker because we are going to use the JavaScript instead. And then the display format, we set it like this. So L is the day, and then the date, and then months and year. Okay, it's like this. There, when you and pick a date, it will show like this, the format. This will only display like that. Okay, and then add close on that selection. So when we are choosing a date, click, it will close automatically. The default is not. And then add a prefix icon, hero icon as calendar. The icon get this get the same, was come from the same web as before. This is the prefix icon before the column, the input field, I mean. Okay, next for the imam input field, nothing to edit. Khatib also, margin also nothing, judul also nothing. Okay, on the table, so table is the listing here. First is for the tanggal column. We set the display also, just like the same as before, display format, but this thing is different. Then like that, okay. And then also on the table for the listing, I add new this table column, toggle column, make. This is toggle column for the input, and then it's active. Column is active, and then I set the label to status. So because we are already set on the model, only one data are allowed to be active. When we, let's say, turn the other data or records to active, the other is disabled or deactivate automatically. Okay, for created add and updated add is hidden by default. It is true. Okay, and then for the action on the table, on the list, I add delete action, just like this. Okay, just like that. Okay, for the jadwal Jumat, first is create jadwal Jumat here. Create PHP under the jadwal Jumat resource folder. First, I add a new custom notification. It's like this. Protected function get created notification, return make, and then the icon is success, the title is success, and body jadwal Jumat berhasil ditambahkan. It's like that. And also I add redirect. When we create new data or add new records, it will redirect us to the listing page, or here we call it index. Okay, and then next for the edit on jadwal Jumat resource folder, I also add the same thing here. First is the redirect, of course, and then custom notification, but the name of the function is get save notifications. For the message or the update message, just customize it as you like. Okay, next for the jadwal is done, and then kegiatan masjid resource. For the kegiatan masjid resource, okay, first I add I customize the icon, navigation icon first, and then make it for the form, make it as a single column. And then for the schema on the form, nama kegiatan, nothing to change. Tempat is also nothing to change. Tanggal, of course, for that date picker, set the HTML date picker to disable using the JavaScript. And then display format, and then goes on date selection. And don't forget to add prefix icon as well. Okay, that's it for the date picker. And then for the input field for the waktu column, we are using time picker. Here, the same as the date picker, we disabled the HTML date picker or time picker using the JavaScript instead. And then the display format is H and then H, colon, and I. So H is hour, colon is of course colon, I is the minutes. And then we add prefix icon for clock. And then suffix WIB. Okay, let me show you on the kegiatan masjid. Okay, it will look like this. This is the prefix icon, this is the suffix. Okay, then for the table or the list, nothing much to change. Maybe only for the tanggal column, I add display format for customize, I mean, for the date. And also the waktu, and also add suffix. And then on the action, I added delete action, of course. Okay, that's it for the kegiatan masjid resource. Okay, next for the kegiatan masjid resource folder on the create page and edit page. First, on the create page, just the same, add the redirect function, and then the custom notification function. Okay, and on the edit, I also add the same, get redirect function, and then get save notification function, custom notification. Okay, it's like that. Okay, move on to next resource. Sholat Jumat done, kegiatan masjid done. Next resource is keuangan masjid resource. Okay, on the keuangan masjid resource, I set the arrow icon on navigation to ping notes. Then column into single column for the forms. For the forms, make it a single column, and then for the date, the same as the other. Disable native HTML, and then display format set to like this, and then add the prefix icon, and then close on date selection. Okay, next on the pemasukan here, we set it to numeric, of course, and add prefix RP, and then min length to 3, so it will validate only 3 minimal 3 digit on the input field, and then maximum of 11 digit. And then if it's not inputted, we set the default to 0. Okay, the same for the pengeluaran, the same as for the pemasukan. Okay, on the table function for the listing, first is to set the format for the tanggal, and then for the pemasukan, set the prefix, add prefix RP, and then numeric, we set the numeric format to decimal places 0 to set 0 decimal places, and then decimal separator to comma, and then thousand separator to dot. For the pengeluaran is the same. Okay, it's like that. For the action, I add delete action. Okay, that's it for the keuangan masjid resource. Okay, next for the keuangan masjid resource folder on create, it's the same. On the redirect, I add the redirect function, and also customize created function, created notification. On the edit, keuangan masjid, I add redirect function, of course, and then customize save notification. Okay, that's it for the keuangan masjid resource. Next, for the running text resource. Okay, let's start from the top. For the icon, I customize, or not customize, I change it to chat bubble bottom center text icon. And then for because this one is only single input field, basically nothing to change. Oh, I set the input field to rich editor, and then the disabled. Okay, for the rich editor, let me show you. The rich editor will show like this. This one is called rich editor. So there is something like this toolbar on the input field, and then add disable toolbar buttons, because we don't need some of them. Some of them are attach files and path block. We don't need them. Okay, for the listing, here on the list, table list, first on information, of course, not first. So there's only one. We set it to HTML, so it will able to read the HTML text because we are using page editor. So it will display us with the styling that we add, and then we set it to wrap. So it will if this the value or the data inside the information column are long, it will make like dot 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 instead of make a new line. Okay, it's like that. And then for the action, of course, add the delete action. Okay, that's it for the running text resource. Okay, next for the running text resource folder on the create. It's the same. I add redirect function and also custom created notification. On the edit running text, I add the same, add redirect function and also save notification custom. Okay, that's it for the resource. Okay, next to maybe you want to change the language of the admin panel, you can change it inside the config and then app.php. And here we can set the local, I guess. First is time zone, we can set it to Asia Jakarta. And then local, set it to ID Indonesia. And then faker local ID. Okay, that's it. Okay, the next step is I did install Livewire. I install Livewire for the connected with the front end or to display it. So first, just install the Livewire. Quick started like this. Composer Livewire, Livewire, and then don't forget to publish the assets. And then next, I make new component that are called prayer times. So how to make a component? The command is like this: php artisan make Livewire, and then the name of the component. Name for the component is prayer times. Okay, on the prayer times, first I define new what is it called? New property that are called $data, and then I also add first function mount. It's function construct. First, I define new variable. This one to get the year, the current year from the local machine, and also month for the month, and then day for the date. And also I define for the time to to display the hour, minutes, and seconds. And then define the city as well. And then next is make variable for the URL for the API that we are going to use. So this is the API. And then on the API, so the API layout kind of URL is like this. So after the _ slash, this is the name of the city, and then the year, and then the month. Yes, the API is months based, not like every day, but months. Okay, and then fetch data from the API URL. First, I'm using $response variable, and then get the URL using HTTP. HTTP. Then just create response JSONs to get the current date. I use this current date and then year, slash month slash date like this. Then make it as for each because the data is not one, it's a lot. And then for each API data, as dollar items. And if dollar item is the tanggal or the current tanggal, not for I mean from the item from the data from the API is the tanggal is the same as current date, so it will get that instead the date that data, and then return or define not put it inside the property data that we just made before. Okay, just like that, and then break. Okay, that's it for the mount function on the player times. Okay, next for the get time difference, for the jelang waktu quote, we use parameter $player time, then just like this. First, we get the current time from the local machine using PHP carbon, and then player date time first from carbon, and then set the format to H and 1, and then player time. This one get from the API, and then we define the difference or the quote countdown time equals like this. From the current time, how much different in seconds with the time of the API from the API data, and then return the GM date to like this. The difference, we set the format like there's hour, minutes, and also the seconds. Of course, the render is to this plate, because every time we add or we create new component, it also made us automatically for the plate. Okay, that's it for the prayer times component. Okay, next for jadwal Jumat component. For jadwal Jumat component, first I define new property called $tanggal, and also $imam, $khotib, $muazzin, $judul khotbah. Why like this? Because just like what I mentioned before, here on jadwal Jumat, there will be only one data are going to be shown. And then for on the construct function on Livewire is called mount function. We create variable to get the data from the model which are connected to the table from the database. We are looking for the column is active who has the value of 1, and then we get it. We get the data. And then each of the data that we get from the database, we put it inside the what is it called, property or object that we created before. Okay, that's it for the jadwal Jumat component. Okay, next for kegiatan masjid component. This only one property that we defined. Then on the mount, just get all the data from the model of kegiatan masjid, and then insert it inside into data property. It is like this for kegiatan masjid component. Okay, next for keuangan masjid component. So on keuangan masjid component, just the same. We define new variable, not new variable, new property that are called data, and then on the construct function, mount for Livewire, we get all the data from keuangan masjid model and then into property. Okay, for the last, for running text component. For running text component, it's the same. We define the property, new property, and then on the construct or mount function, we get all the data from the database or the model, and then put it inside the property using like this, using OOP. this data, and then the value is this. Okay, that's it for the component. Okay, next move on to next we are going to install the Blade UI kit for the icon layer that we are going to use. So to install this Blade UI, just click here, get started. Then here you can just read the command to install this Blade icon. Select this. Composer command like this. Composer required Blade UI kit / Blade icons, and then don't forget to publish it. Okay, to use it on the Blade files, we use it using directive method, which is like this. Just called add svg and then the name of the icon, like that. Okay, just run it on your terminal that I just said for the icon. Okay, if you're done, go to configuration folder inside the config. I guess. Okay, where is it? I kind of forgot. Oh, inside with icons. Here on the sets, just look for sets. Okay, sets. Yeah, sets. For the default, here you need to uncomment this. So the default is this one until here is commented. So you just need to uncomment this to be able to use the icons. Okay, just like that. Okay, next step is to install live filament for our tiling. I use not filament, I'm sorry, Tailwind. Just go to the documentation of Tailwind and then look for Laravel. Install Tailwind with Laravel. The command on the terminal, just run the command, composer command. Not this one. Sorry, the npm commands. npm install the TailwindCSS plus CSS autographic set and npx tailwind init -b. Okay, if you done doing that, inside that will config inside the content, add this, and then also for the extend, I use custom extend. Custom class, I add custom class property. First, for the font family, there will be two type of fonts that I will use. First one is for the mouse, which is Monsterrat, and then Deco. And then for the background image, I use background image, linear gradient, and then to button, there will be 3 different types of colors. And then on the end, I also add a picture. If you're done, just save. Okay, next step is go to the CSS file, which is inside resource CSS app. Just add this Tailwind, that one. Okay, and then inside your layout files, layout plate files, on here I'm using the welcome, just delete everything and then just rewrite it. Add this one, vite resource CSS. Okay, also don't forget to import the font as well, this one, because I'm using Monsterrat, right, and also Teco. Yes, Monsterrat and Teco. Okay, that's it. Okay, for display, to display it, let me show the final result. Okay, I forgot to run the npm run dev. And on the terminal, npm run dev. Okay, let me see it. Okay, bam. So it will look like this. For the styling, do you want me to explain for the styling as well or not? Uh, Maybe yeah. Okay. For the styling, okay. Let me first inside body. I add class. First was anti-aliased, and then set the background to background image. This class is that we the class that we create on Tailwind config for the background, and then background cover, background size cover, and then background no repeat, background repeat, no repeat. Then background fix font mustard, set the default font to mustard, and then add overflow hidden and set the margin left and right to auto. Then for the header, I guess I put it inside div and add the background and set the text color and then blah blah blah. Okay. Next for main. So main will is consist of this thing until this from the uh, clock until the what is this schedule prayer schedule. So yeah, just put it inside. I put it inside div and then just call the blade files using add Livewire like this. Okay, let's go to prayer times blade PHP. Okay, inside the prayer times, first I add. Okay, to set the prayer times, first I set the clock and date. The clock and date here is come from the same component, so I can just call it like this. Then don't forget to use the wire poll to make it real time using the Ajax. Will Ajax within the left white. Okay, and then the styling. Of course, the styling also for the background and the font. Also the color of the text. Okay, that's it for the clock and date. Okay, and then on the button, which are come from the same component as the prayer times plate, is the schedule. Schedule is come from the same. So on the schedule here, is this one schedule. Okay, maybe not schedule. Let's do the menjelang first. So on the menjelang, here I use switch case. So this will show difference based on the schedule that has not been met on the current time. So today on this time that as I'm recording right now is 8:57 o'clock. Okay, I make a switch case like this. First, if there is the data, and then for the data, imshak. Okay, for example, if the imshak data or time is greater than the current data, so it will show this. It will show this. Okay, display the data, imshak data, and then also the difference, time difference. We get the using this and then call the function as a property as an object and then call like this. Okay, that's it for the menjelang thing. Then set the default. If let's say all the I'm sorry, let's say all of the schedule is passed. Okay, that's it for menjelang. Okay, and then there is also styling, flags, specify, blah blah blah. Set the background, set the text color. Okay, that's it for menjelang. Okay, next for the schedule. Of course, there is a bus. Let me start from the top. I set display to flags, and then the font size, and then the font family. And then here I'm using if conditions. If there's a data, it will show all of the data like this. If there's no data, I'm using else, data is not found, or in indentation is jadwal sholat tidak ditemukan. Okay, like that. Just make it like this, div, mshack, and then I put the data inside span like this. Set the background on a div, and then for the span set as a block, so it will show on the to make a new line. I mean, then set the font size. Okay, and get the data from the component. Okay, that's it for pair times plate. Okay, next for jadwal and kegiatan. Okay, first on jadwal and kegiatan, there is two Livewire component here, Livewire component plate here. So it's this one, jadwal sholat, jadwal Jumat, and jadwal kegiatan masjid. So on kegiatan masjid, of course, we set the display and then set the background as well. The same for the kegiatan masjid and jadwal. Okay, first on kegiatan masjid, oh no, jadwal first. On jadwal, it's like this. I set the font size and then font weight, then give it a title, and then code from the component of jadwal Jumat. I can just call it because I already defined it. First is the date and then the start of time. So how we read it? We get the data from the property of $tanggal and then set the format to LDFE. So this is the day, then the name of the day, and then date, then months as words, not numbers, and then the year. Okay, for the rest, I use table and like this imam for the name. Okay, I'm sorry for the random name, random data, muazzin. Okay, just like that. Just get the data, get the object data. Okay. Okay, that is for jadwal Jumat, and then next for the kegiatan masjid component. It's basically the same thing. I define first add styling, font bold, blah blah blah, and then make up for each because this data is not one. It's depends on how much it is inside the database. And for each data as type item, just like this, 4, tanggal, and waktu, and then call. Because the data is not one, we are using for each. And then every each item, every each data, we put the column to display the data on the right place. Okay. Then also for the date, I set the format to LDFE, the FY, I mean, and then for the hour or time, I set the each column time, hour and minutes. Okay, that's it for kegiatan masjid. Okay, for the last one is keuangan. Jadwal kegiatan done, and then keuangan is this part. Okay, as you can see, because it's already past of the time schedule for Isha on 1901. It will show the default switch. Okay, next, let's continue for the keuangan masjid. Keuangan masjid. Okay, keuangan. I set the background, of course. And then set the letter spacing. The class on Tailwind is tracking white or whatever the value or however whatever you want for the space, how much space you want. Yeah, and then some styling. Then I add a post, just a title, and then go to the keuangan masjid component. Play. Okay, let's go into that. So here inside this one, first I define. So there's two section, two part. There's the left one and this the right. On the left, first, I use arithmetic functions. First, make a conditions. If there's data, for total masukan. So you are going to need some to all of the pemasukan column on the table. And pengeluaran is also this is it. And then for the total, you need to same function, but it's summarize of pemasukan minus summarize of pengeluaran. And then don't forget to set the number format to display it as add a dot every three numbers using number format. And then like this one is just the decimal, how much decimal we want to show. I use 0 because I don't want to use decimals. And then this is the decimal separator. And then dot is this one. This part is the thousand separator. Okay, that's it for the left part. And then for the icon, as I mentioned before, I'm using that UI kit, so I can just call the icon like this, add SVG. Because when I use zero icon, O is outline, arrows down, and then set the size, then inline for the display inline to make it inline. And then for the this part, so on the keuangan part, this is not just one data, so I use for each data as items, and then call every each of them as, and then add the class of card. And all of the card before is contained or nested inside a div called a div with the class of card container. And it's why we using that, because on the plate I add first I add a JavaScript, so to make it it will interval every 3 seconds, it will change to the other data, will eventually show of the data, but using intervals using the JavaScript it's like this. First make a variable with the value of index 0, and then get all the using query selector class card and function index. Okay, just like this. Using conditions, if I is equals to index, it will display it as a block. If not, it will not hidden. Get to function next card, just like this. Okay, you can just memorize, understand it by watching it. Okay, for next. Okay, next is for the running tags. Okay, for the running tags, first I use like this, because there is not one for each. And also this one, the data was come from rich editor, so it has inside it has HTML tag. To be able to read the HTML tags, I open the PHP tag, I guess Laravel open tag like this. It's just only one curly brackets and then double exclamation mark. Okay, as you can see, using the JavaScript, it will look like not JavaScript. This one is using CSS. Okay, now let me show you for this CSS. Okay, CSS is this inside resource CSS apps, and also don't forget to link it inside the head. I put it inside here. Oh no, it's not. It's in Vite. It's already in Vite. I forgot. So first, for the card container, before this one, from the keuangan, I apply all of this thing, and then for the card also all of the thing. Then for the running text, I use run class to be able to access the tag P. I'm using this selector. Why? To be able to display it inline. If I only use maybe like this, it will not work. Why P? Because I've said it before, inside the data, it has HTML tag in it. but it is not shown on our editor. Okay, and then for the mark, this is the animation of the running text. So we use mark right on the div. Just call the div the class, and then apply the Tailwind CSS, and then I also add animation. The animation duration is 20 seconds, and then make it linear, and looping is infinite, and the animation name is mark Q. I set it to mark Q, and then define the animation using keyframe. 0 is transform translate to x 100%, and when 100%, transform translate x to minus 100%. Okay, that's it. Okay, summarize. I think that's all. Okay, that's all I've been through making this page. Okay, guys, thank you so much. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much and see you in the next. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.